Whoa, 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 whoa. It's the illusion. Reporting from somewhere on Sober Ship Earth. Sober Ship Earth. Here we are. The Wednesday. We made it. Seriously, I did have something better to do, but then I was like, oh, you got to be of service. I was out or cleaning again, organizing. Or what's going on, Core? What's going on, my brother? My brother on the other side of the mountain. We got David Kelso, Pichu 1000, Dan Z. Hello. How you healing up, brother? How are you healing up, Dan Z? Gnarly. And so we're here. We pulled it off, a little ASMR for you. And yeah, it's been one of those kind of days, man. And not for me, but for a lot of other people out there. So we should all, if you're sober out there, we should be grateful. Because it's a miracle, man. It really is. It is the miracle. Anyway, we usually open this up with the serenity prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Amen. Amen. Finished watching the sober solstice from last week. All right, right on, Segamundo. Dazzer, what's going on? My brother from across the pond. So yeah, this stream's dedicated to those seeking a solution from whatever they've chosen to put between them and God. It can be a lot of things right now. It could be cookies. It could be crack cocaine. It could be sex. It could be people. It could be drama. It could be shopping. It could be debt. It could be a lot of things. A lot of things. And it doesn't take not much for the obsession of the mind to flare up and activate the spiritual malady. What's going on, Resto, man? And get you caught behind the 8 ball. Or get the 8 ball caught in front of you. Yeah. So with that said, we just all try to help each other on the stream here. Per usual, I will read chapter 5 from the Big Books of Alcoholics Anonymous. This is not an AA meeting or affiliated with AA in any way. I'm not anonymous. I don't claim to be anonymous. And I ain't hyping AA either, dude. But there is a path, there is a solution, and it's laid out pretty concisely and pretty clearly on chapter 5 of the Big Book. Apply where applicable, dude. Maybe give these steps a work, and just substitute the word alcoholic on its base form for whatever you're alcoholically addicted to, whatever that may be, man. Because it's probably blocking you from a healthy, abundant relationship with God as you understand him. Anyway, chapter 5, how it works. We do the serenity prayer? Yeah, we did the serenity prayer. Good, Dazzer. Stoked. All right. Rarely have we seen a person fail who has thoroughly followed our path. Those who do not recover are people who cannot or will not completely give themselves to this simple program. Usually men and women who are constitutionally incapable of being honest with themselves. They're such unfortunates. They're not at fault. They seem to have been born that way. They're naturally incapable of grasping and developing a manner of living which demands rigorous honesty. Their chances are less than average. There are those too who suffer from grave emotional and mental disorders, but many of them do recover if they have the capacity to be honest. Our stories disclose in a general way what we used to be like, what happened, and what we were like now. If you've decided you want what we have and are willing to go to any length to get it, then you're ready to take certain steps. At some of these, we balked. We could not. We thought we could find an easier, softer way.
Can you go turn off the sprinklers?
What sprinklers?
Sprinklers in the front.
No, they're off, dude.
Oh.
Thank you. With all the earnestness at our command, we beg of you to be fearless and thorough from the very start. Some of us have tried to hold on to our old ideas, and the result was nil until we let go absolutely. Remember that we deal with alcohol, cunning, baffling, powerful. Without help, it is too much for us. But there is one who has all power. That one is God. May you find him now. Half measures avail us nothing. We stood at the turning point. We ask his protection and care with complete abandon. Here are the steps we took, which are suggested as a program of recovery. One, the big one, we admitted we were powerless over fill in the blank. But here it says alcohol. That's what I'm powerless over alcohol. And that our lives had become unmanageable. 2, came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. And 3, made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood him. 4, made a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves. 5, admitted to God, to ourselves, and to another human being the exact nature of our wrongs. We're entirely ready to have God remove all these defects of character. 7, humbly asked him to remove our shortcomings. 8, made a list of all persons we had harmed and became willing to make amends to them all. 9, made direct amends to such people wherever possible, except when to do so would injure them or others. 10, continued to take personal inventory, and when we were wrong, promptly admitted it. 11, sought through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with God as we understood him, praying only for knowledge of his will for us and the power to carry that out. 12, having had a spiritual awakening as a result of these steps, we tried to carry this message to alcoholics and practice these principles in all of our affairs. Many of us exclaimed, "What in order? I cannot go through with it." Do not be discouraged. No one among us has been able to maintain anything like perfect adherence to these principles. We're not saints. The point is that we're willing to grow along spiritual lines. The principles we have set down are guides to progress. We claim spiritual progress rather than spiritual perfection. Our description of the alcoholic, the chapter of the agnostic, and our personal adventures before and after make clear 3 pertinent ideas. A, that we were alcoholic and could not manage our own lives. B, that probably no human power could have relieved our alcoholism. And C, that God could and would if he were sought. If he were sought. Oh boy. Oh boy. A little disclaimer. I don't know, in the last 24 hours, dude, a bunch of people have like reached out and I've talked to them. I've texted with them, read their emails, and I just want to make it clear I am in no way referencing anyone in particular, but as per like life, all of these people have an accumulated effect, which, you know, no doubt will be wrapped up somehow into this message, so that I just ask that please do not think that I am specifically in reference to you or speaking to you directly, though the similarities may exist, because we all have a common dilemma, man, and we all have a common solution. So how we got to the dilemma, that's unique. How we get to the solution is unique in the sense that it's how it's going to happen for us in our unique human experience, but it is laid out in the steps I just read. So with that said, let's get into it. Let's get into it, dude. So, big time powerless, dude. Big time. Freedom Monkey News. Hello, dude. And Robert Reefer, Orangutan, Bathel. Good to see you, Bathel. Marie Logan from beautiful British Columbia. And 20 months free from alcohol. Good for you, adrenaline drunkie, dude. Patrick M. Hello. So there isn't an easier, softer, kinder, gentler way. There really isn't, man. It's just how long do we want to torture ourselves till we realize that the way we have to go is easier than the situation we're in. That's it, man. I mean, that's really it in a nutshell. You know, and you just hope that you don't take your own life, or life doesn't take you, or nothing bad happens in the middle there, right? Because there is a solution. There is a solution, but look, changing the game is a courageous and bold move. It really is. There's no simple way through this. But that's the hero's journey, right? So I'm just thinking, like, I got all these people that I've talked to in my head right now that are caught in that jump off moment. Like, where next? How do we go next? What's the next move? What do I do? How do we do this? How do I do this? How do I do this? I don't know. For me, I can only speak from my own experience. I asked for help, and I was willing to accept the help. I think that's the rub on a lot of for a lot of it is asking for help is a monumentally bold maneuver. But once you do it, that's kind of the easy part, right? Like, it's the biggest part of this whole thing is asking for help. But once you do it, it's a relatively easy thing to have done, right? It's a simple ask help with a question mark. Help. You know, add all the other words you want around that simple concept, but it's hugely courageous. Where the rubber meets the road is the next part, right? And this is what I've learned from my own observations and what I've learned from my own experience. Once you've asked for help, the hard part begins. And that is accepting the help. See, it's easy to go, help me, I'm drowning, I'm dying here, my life's in chaos, I don't know what to do. And then you get the help, and you're like, oh, you mean it's not this? You mean I'm not cured magically, dude? I'm not. It doesn't work the way that first bong hit worked. It doesn't work the way that first hit of acid worked. It doesn't work the same way that first drink worked, or that first shot of heroin, or whatever. Like, it's not instant. Like, you mean I don't ask for help and then instantaneously, like the world changes for the betterment? Yeah, it does. You just can't see it yet. Because if I knew now, if I knew then what I knew now, right? I could say it was an instantaneous change of reality. The minute I asked for help and was willing to accept the work. See, asking for help was the hardest part, yet it was the easiest part of the whole journey, right? because it was just a simple act. It was a brief moment in time and space. Following instruction and accepting the help, that's where the whole thing is next level gnarly, right? So like I look at my own thing, when I was bugging Joe in front of the liquor store to help me, right? And he looked at me and said, "What are you going to do with that bag full of beer?" And I threw it in the trash can. Right? That was my first act of compliance, right? And I don't mean the weird New World Order truther compliance. I mean the compliance to self, that I'm giving up my power, that I'm no longer going to fight it, dude, right? So I threw the beer in the trash can, and the next instruction was get in the car. Get in the car. 14 years later, I can tell you that the moment I asked for help, my life instantaneously changed. Instantaneously changed. With the caveat, I was willing to do the work. I was willing to sit there and not know my ass from my elbow, not know up from down, and sit there with a bunch of dudes on top of Carbon Canyon in Malibu, California, babbling and laughing about sobriety. I didn't know what they were laughing about. I didn't know what sobriety was. I had no clue. But I was at that point where once help arrived, I knew I had to take it. Was my chance. It's my chance, man. So I didn't do the thing. I didn't, the story of the guy in the flood, God help me, there's a flood. And God's like, okay, sends the cop. Hey, there's a flood, dude. And then the boat, and then the helicopter, and then he drowns. And then he's like asking God, why didn't you help me? And God's like, I sent you a bulletin. I sent you a cop with a loudspeaker. I sent you a boat. I sent you a helicopter. I literally got into the boat at the cop with the loudspeaker, right? I'd seen the bulletins. I'd seen the flood warnings. Flood warning, dude. My whole life had been flood warning all over the place. Signs all over the place. I didn't know what they meant. I didn't know that it meant like evacuate self. I didn't know that it meant like you're going to drown if you continue on your path. But the minute there was the proverbial squad car with the dude on the loudspeaker going, there's a flood. You want to get in the car? I got in the car. I didn't wait for the helicopter. I didn't wait for the boat. I didn't wait for myself to die. And when I got into the thing, the work began, right? And the thing is, I didn't try to figure it out. I didn't ask a whole lot of questions. I was just like, all right, what are we doing, man? And they were like, look, dude, if you're willing to do anything, we're willing to do anything to help you, right? And that was like, okay. And they're like, look, this is what we do. We go to meetings, we raise our hand, we take commitments, we do the work as lined out in the chapter 5 of the big book. We read the book. And we do all that work. Again, I didn't know what that meant. I just went, okay, what does that mean? And they're like, all right, we're going to a meeting tonight. First night I went to this meeting, right? I'll never forget it. Somewhere at the Malibu Methodist Church, dude. I think a Wednesday night. I want to say it was a Wednesday night. I remember this girl speaking. I remember her speaking. And I remember this dude I'd known, this surfer guy of mine I'd known for a long time, who had always been like one of those dudes like handing me the flyer. Hey, dude, there's flood coming, bro. I got a boat for you. Nah, you're crazy. Look at you, sober fool. You're crazy, man, dude. Chicken Little, dude. Sky's falling, dude. Sky's falling, dude. So I saw this dude pop his head out and look right at me and be like, smile. I remember him smiling, dude. I should send that dude a text right now. I remember that dude smiling. And I was like, okay, I'm here. All right. What they were talking about in that first meeting, I don't know. They could have been talking about yoga bears standing on, thumbtacks in a space shuttle for all I know. I wouldn't have. Well, okay, whatever. I just remember seeing the dude and the girl, and going to the meeting, dude. And then I went to the next meeting, and then I was with my spiritual advisor. He's like, dude, go get the chip, dude. Raise your hand, dude. Stand up. Hi, I'm Hamish. I'm alcoholic. Go get the chip. Walk up to the front of the room. Get the chip, dude. I wasn't humiliated. I didn't feel weird about it. I was like, all right, that's what I got to do, dude. That's what do you want me? Is this what I'm supposed to do? He's like, yeah, go up and get the chip, man. How long do I got to keep doing that for? He's like, dude, you got to do it for the first 30 days, dude. And then once a month. And then you're good. Then you're good on the yearly, dude. I'm like, all right, dude. So I went to meetings. He's like, go get a commitment, dude. There's a book commitment, dude. I remember it was like it was a Tuesday night, 26 in Broadway and there in Santa Monica. It's like there's a literature commitment. That literature commitment saved my ass, dude. So I was responsible for bringing the books. These, dude. Big backpack full of books, super serious meeting. I was the literature guy, and I had to sit up front. Like there was a special row for us with like commitments, like up front, side angle on the speaker, like stage right. All the other sober people just sat in this room packed. And I used to sit next to this dude, Billy, black guy. Had the AA bling, with the sober necklaces. Billy was fired up, man. Oh, God, I don't even remember how long he had been sober. Billy. Every Tuesday night, I would just sit next to Billy, dude. Bring this big, giant bag full of books. Get up and make the little style. Yeah, I got books here for you, dude, and pamphlets and blah, 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 blah. But I have to stand up every time. Go, I'm Hamish. I'm alcoholic. I got literature for you. Da, 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 da. I got some other commitments, man. I sat with that dude, Joe. I did the work, wrote stuff on paper about what makes me a fuckwit, dude, right? What makes me an alcoholic? All my deep, dark secrets, all my nonsense, all my blowing it's and oopses and if onlys. I think we went and had I think when I did my 5th step, I did it at Swingers, dude. Kind of tradition. Swingers, hamburgers, milkshakes. Told them my deepest, darkest secrets, man. Got that monkey off my back. And then, moved through the thing, dude. Kept my commitments. Kept going to meetings on the daily, dude. Dude, I want to say for the first 5 years, I went to a meeting every day because you get a rhythm, right? You get a rhythm on the thing. You're like, okay, like, why wouldn't I go to a meeting? Had coffee, hanging out, meet new people. Some of them I liked, some of them I didn't. Most of them I didn't even care about. Early sobriety was a blast, man. I look at it now and I'm like, that was the golden year, dude. Battlefield, dude. Makes one of those dumb MMA homoerotic cage matches look tame, dude. Get in the cage and wrestle your darkness. Get in the cage and wrestle the man in the mirror with God as the referee, dude. God's sitting there just like ready for you to tap, dude. I'm not going to tap, dude. I'm not going to tap. Not to the man in the mirror. God's sitting there like, dude, I like, don't like, and you do the work, man. The cage match of self, dude. Spiritual kung fu, jujitsu, kickboxing, street fighter. You know, in the Matrix when when Neo's getting downloaded all the fighting programs, is just like that, dude. All of those, just combat, self-combat in the trenches, running through the line. I'm gonna get to the truth of who I am. Dude, the first year, the hand grenade, she showed up, dude. Didn't listen to anyone's advice, got involved with her for a minute, dude. That blew off my arms and legs and singed my eyebrows, dude. Did all that stuff, man. Hung out with those punker kids, dude. Smoked cigarettes in front of the supermarket at 2:00 in the morning there on Point Doom, dude. Go to the punker shows, film, began YouTube. The whole thing, man. See, that was the thing. Like, I didn't know then. In that year, I had no idea my life had instantaneously changed from that moment I asked for help in front of the liquor store. Instant, bam! But it's only through the lens of time that I can see that. I didn't see that then. I didn't know anything then, dude. I had a hangover. Felt terrible. My clothes didn't fit. Oh, God, dude. Oh, my body was wrecked. My mind was wrecked. My bank account was wrecked. My car was wrecked. The only thing that wasn't wrecked in the beginning was God. God was the only thing that wasn't wrecked. God was just like, dude, buckle up, buttercup, dude. God's like, I got a trip for you, dude. You ready? You ready? And it's brutal, man. And it's beautiful, and it's brutal, and it's beautiful. You know, this week, dude, I had one of my personal lows, like life lows, like blew it, did something I can't, that I'll always just have to be like, yeah, I did that. What did I do? Did I run? Oh, shoot, I wanted to. Oh, I wanted to run. Didn't. Faced the music. Sat down. Owned it. Faced the man in the mirror. Made amends. Cleared it up. Moved on. That, dude, I even sat back when that went down and was like, maybe I should drink. Maybe I should drink. Maybe this sober dude is better off drinking than being a lunatic. I had that thought real clear too, dude. I can't. I mean, I can, but I can't. Why? Why can't I? Because I'm willing to do the work, right? Willing to do the work, man. Because I don't know how many helps you get, dude. I don't know how many moments you get to actually ask for help and have the solution handed out to you on a silver platter with God just lighting it up with the spotlight, dude. I don't know how often that happens. See, if I had known that I couldn't see it, like now I know, like just due to grace, I was able to slightly see that. But I didn't know what I was looking at. I had no idea that I was looking at the silver platter illuminated by God's light. Didn't no clue. Clueless what I was asking for. No understanding of what I was asking for when I asked for help. I just didn't want to be drunk anymore. I just didn't want to be miserable. I just didn't want to be hate-filled and angry, you know? So I asked for help. I didn't know what I was asking for. Sometimes I wonder, man, was that the right decision, you know? It's like it's again like Neo, dude, like so or Cypher, right? Put me back into the Matrix, dude. I know the meat's fake, but it tastes good, dude. Right? Sometimes I wonder, dude. And then I always know the truth. It was perfect. It's perfect. Yeah, the blowing it, the chaos, the madness, it's perfect. Not because there's any perfection out of me. No, it's perfect because it's God right there going, dude, are you done blowing it? And I'm sober enough to be like, I ain't gonna drink about this. And then sometimes that's all you gotta do. Sometimes that's the work. Is just to be like, all I got to do is just not drink about this. Do I need to solve the problem? Sometimes no. A lot of times no. Do I need to do anything right then and there? No. Can it be fixed right then and there? No. All I got to do is not drink or do whatever it is that got between me and God in the first place. Shoot dope, take the pill, eat the pizza, bang the person, whatever it is. All I gotta do is not do that. It's the weirdest thing. It's like sometimes the solution to all of life's problems is just to not do anything. Just do nothing. Like that's such an abstract concept because we're always doing something, whether it's just breathing or blinking our eyes or thinking, like we're always doing something. And so we have this natural inclination to try to solve the riddle in the midst of the riddle, right? Instead of letting the riddle play out. And sometimes that's super bad behavior, dude. Sometimes it's the darkest of who you are, because I think that's the hard part for people to truly like accept in the work is like, yeah, the darkness still lies within you. It never goes away. The man in the mirror doesn't like disappear. The man in the mirror with the daggers and that dude never goes away. Always in there and will show up out of the blue. Like, boom, on a Sunday afternoon, dude. On a Sunday afternoon around 4:30, dude. Bah! I'm here. All life and no prey makes Johnny a crazy boy, dude. All life and no prey makes Johnny a crazy boy, dude. And when I think about like all the things I wanted to do after that moment, right? It was all reaction and cover and fear and like run. But the solution to all of it really was to just do nothing. Just stop swirling the snow globe. Stop shaking things up. Stop making it worse by trying to figure it out, dude. And I think that's where a lot of people are who are at the jumping off point. I think about where I started talking about all these people that I've talked to lately, trying to figure it out. Dude, if you could figure it out, you wouldn't need to figure it out. Like that's the rub. That's the whole gig with like life. If you need to figure it out, you're not going to figure it out. Like that's the thing. Like too much time goes into this whole no, it's just accept the help. That's all you got to do is accept the help and walk in the door. And walk in the door. Whatever that door, metaphorical door may be, dude. And so you know, here we are. Here we are, dude. Rocking and rolling on a Thursday night, dude. Thursday night, dude. Or Wednesday. Is it Wednesday? I don't even know what day it is. It's Wednesday. Yeah. Sometimes the hardest thing to do is just be here. Just be here now. Be here now. Okay. So anyway, there's my opening. What's going on, Rocket Mom? Rocket Mom. There's my opening salvo. And where are we taking it from here, dude? Where are we taking it from here? Where are we taking the next 21 minutes from here? Because we got to keep it open in case there's any stragglers that show up, right? I don't know, man. It's a trip, dude. I don't know. So, all right, throw something at me, chat. Throw something at me. And we'll see where it goes from there. Uh-oh, low battery. Do I have a charger in here? I do not have a charger cable in here, dude. Well, I think. All right, those are all we're like, those are not what we're here for. Subject matters, dude. Non-actions, the most something trippy is that we are powerless over character defects as we. Oh yeah, our character defects are that's why they're defects, like they're baked into the thing, right? Like I think that's one of the key things is accepting your character defects and realizing that they are attributes as well as curses. That's just how you use them at a certain point. But yeah, completely powerless over my character defects. It is just having that moment where you can be like, okay, don't do that. Just try not to do that. You kind of come to a place and then you realize you don't know anything. Then you're talking about trying to figure it out when you're talking about, yeah, exactly. Need God's help. Yeah, it's all well, that's the thing. All need God's help. Non-action stems from spirit inspiring you to act. Well, I mean, I think on like a metaphysical level of sobriety, like non-action's the truth because there's nothing going on here. Is that like when you get down to it, there's nothing going on here. It's all just an artificial construct, which has made us crazy and have to like drink and drug and do our thing, right? Because God is just infinite everything nothingness, right? In that sense of like it's all and nothing at the same time. That's the bliss, right? And so when you get to that thing, it's like our whole alcoholic, drug addicted thing has always been about trying to solve the riddle. What if there isn't a riddle, dude? What if there isn't anything to solve? What if there is no answer? Well, wait, I mean, the answer is pretty simple. It's God, but you get what I'm saying. It's like you couldn't handle the truth. You can't handle the truth. Another trippy thing, yeah, logic. Another trippy thing is going to AA to repair the ego, talk about sponsee and be a graduate of AA. Such a trip, seen it a lot. Talk about sponsees and be a graduate of AA. Do you get to graduate? I don't know, dude. Do you get to another trippy thing is going to AA to repair the ego, talk about sponsees and be a graduate. Such yeah. That's why people say they are grateful to be alcoholic because they get a smidge closer earlier to the riddle, right? Well, yeah, that's the whole thing is yeah, the gratitude of being alcoholic is you really do get to see what it looks like to build and destroy in this lifetime, right? Because most people are slow simmers, right? Like they build stuff but no, alcoholic, we get to like build up our life and smash it into the rocks too, dude. Like we just get to go full chaos, dude, on our whole thing. And you know, you get to this place where you realize that destruction's easy. Like it's easy to destroy. Simplest of all acts. The hardest thing to do is build, dude. And then you get into this thing where like, well, what are you building, dude? Well, it doesn't really matter what you're building as long as you're being of service to God to help another, right? Like that's sort of like that whole occupy the land thing, right? You know, it's you're building it to shine the light, dude, to build a refraction unit, if you will, right? Refracting God's grace and the second chance and the answer and the solution, all these things, right? You become a lighthouse. I guess that's the thing, right? It's you become a lighthouse in the sea of chaos. And you're like, all right, dude, like, let me shine the light. And you know, sometimes a big fog bank comes in and just blocks the light, dude. That this is life, right? But that too shall pass. That too shall pass. So, you know, it's that thing of I think from my perception of or perspective or observation or whatever you want to call it, is that why people who have done the work, taken the leap, do the thing, end up not staying the course is you have to keep building. You have to keep building. And sometimes it sucks. Sometimes you don't know what it is. You're just. Can you not turn that on right now, Owl? I'll turn that off, please. We'll stop running around then. Create, dude. Well, it's the create and build, but the primary objective of it all is to be of service underneath it all, right? Like to be of service, which is what we don't get to determine what that looks like, right? We don't get to determine what being of service looks like. That's the interesting part, because if we knew, we could kind of do an end run on it, right? Like kind of get there early and like set up shop and make it easy. But I don't think it's supposed to be easy. It was like it's the pick up the phone, man. Because that you know, when you see that phone ringing, you're like, dude, here we go, man. What are we doing, dude? And it could go anywhere. And so, we're at the beginning of it all, dude. Today's the first day of the new story, right? We're always at the beginning of it all, dude. That's the point. That's the point. That's look on the thing, like there's no easy way out, dude. You've got to take it from like every moment's that is the start. Run, rabbit, run, man, you know? Yeah, it's trippy how things accumulate. If you had told me like in the last 24 hours how many people would have gotten a hold of me going, I'm on fire. What do I do? I would have been, and it's funny because each one of them like is different, and I have a totally different vibe for each one of them. I got some tough love, some like willingness to like hear it, but it's all the same thing. It's just do the work, dude. Stop not doing the work. It's the double negative, right? Stop not doing the work. Just do the work. And do it one day at a time. It doesn't need a big baggage. There does not need to be figured out. I really do think that that's the hardest part. Like first part of doing the work is don't figure it out. Like assignment number 1, like, right, you ask for help, right? You're like, oh, help, dude. If I had sat there and tried to figure out what it meant to get in the car, like when Joe was like, get in the car, if I'd actually tried to figure out what that was all about, I'd probably be dead or still loaded or whatever. Like I didn't try to figure anything out. I just like, all right, so I'm supposed to get in the car. Okay, cool, dude. So you're going to chop me up, huh? I remembered that thought too, dude, when I got in the car. I go, so this is how you end up in the 55-gallon drum full of acid, huh? You got in the car with these lunatics, dude. But I didn't try to figure it out, dude, because at that point, getting chopped up and dumped into a 55-gallon drum of acid probably seemed like a better option than going back to the life I had going on at that point. Like, that's what I mean. You got to get to that point. Like, that's that's where it's at, is like, you're done with where you're at. Like, you're like, all right, if that's where we got to go there. Fine, dude. Fine. But that's not what happened, right? Because I didn't try to figure it out. They were just like, dude, it's going to be. And I'll tell you what, again, looking back on it all, talk about what a kind, soft, gentle way that was. Like, that's the trippy part about it. Once you get over the hump, you look back at that first year of combat and sobriety and be like, oh my God, that was so mellow. That was so mellow compared to the life I had going on before. Like 365 days after I asked those dudes for help versus 365 days before I asked those dudes for help. Which one was kinder, softer, gentler, dude? Oh, the dudes that I asked for help from and did all the work and went through the combat of getting sober, dude, right? Compared to just sitting, twisting in the wind, hoping to die, or mushroom clouds, or whatever Hiroshima and Nagasaki wanted, dude. You know, so it's that thing of like, it's funny, dude. I hope those at the jumping off point get to experience how brutal the kinder, softer, gentler way is, dude, right? Because this is it. It doesn't get any softer than this. It doesn't get any more gentle than this, than just going and getting your ass handed to you and beat up and brutalized and cage matched with the person in the mirror. And then God just being like, dude, we're good, right? You're good. You done wrestling that fool in the octagon, dude? You're fired up. You ready to get busy, dude? You ready to stop with your little triflings and get busy living? Yeah. It's mind blowing, dude. What really comes out of the whole thing, dude. Yeah. Is there a kinder, softer, gentler way? We sure hope not, man. This is it, dude. All those kinder, softer, gentler ways are literally like just landmines and booby traps, dude. It's how about that? It's like that guy on Instagram. It's like, yeah, he saw like, dude, that dude's such a huckster, dude. Like, it's like $5,000, dude. You're cured. So imagine laying that $5,000 out to that fool because you don't want to do the work, and then a year from now you're drinking minus $5,000. Like that's what it looks like, dude. This way is for fun and for free, dude. Like that's the thing. Getting sober is like pretty. The cost investment for the return is like the best investment you'll ever make in this life, man. The best dollar you'll ever spend, dude. Like that's what I trip out on. Like talk about like getting a bargain deal. Like everyone's always looking for like a good deal. Like getting sober and doing the work is like talk about like an infinite to one return ratio, dude. Like, like it's like winning the Powerball or whatever the stupid thing is now with infinite reward. Infinite, dude. And all you got to do to keep the rewards coming is just be of service, dude. Put all of it back into God's hands. Put all the rewards back into God's hands. Just keep reinvesting it into the machine, the sober machine, dude. The one day at a timer, the ladder where one hand's reaching down and the other hand's reaching up, man, dude. There's so many levels to it. It's too good. And sometimes it's literally sitting in your garage. I was so irritated today, dude. I was like, why am I so irritated? I was just in my garage trying to make some shelves. And I signed up for this like ridiculously hard way to do it. And I was just rawr. Got through it. I went and I took a pause for the cause, drank a sparkling water, laid down for a minute, had a little bit of food, hungry, angry, tired, right? Halt. Or is that's holding, dude? That's hold, right? I'm not a referee, dude. They keep trying to get me to ref kids sports. I'm like, I don't do that, dude. I ain't no ref. God's running the show, man. Anyway, as we come to the end here, if anyone wants to throw up the suicide prevention numbers, I believe 988 is the 3-digit code in the United States. 988, man, don't kill yourself, dude. Seriously. I mean, I just can't illustrate that enough of like, yeah, sometimes you want to, man. And if that thought comes up, dude, don't pretend it's not lethal. Treat it as lethal and maybe call for help. I mean, I'm just saying, dude, like better to call for help and see if there's a resolution and then give the next day a shot. And, if that didn't work out, maybe just, maybe hold on one more day. Just 9-8. All right, here we go. In Canada. And looks Dowser's got the 999. Is that what for Ireland, dude? And then we got the Grateful Ed, the Canada number, the suicide prevention number is 833-456-4566 in Canada, suicide prevention. And then 988, the United States. And then dude, you just call that and just be like, dude, I'm gonna kill myself. And they talk you down off the ledge and like make it okay, dude. Because it's gonna be okay. Like the mind is just temporary. Like this is all just temporary. So like don't buy into it too hard. It can all Humpty Dumpty can be put back together again. It's just, lots of cracks in the eggshell. But and then look, if you want to get sober, type in your city AA central office, man. Just type in your city AA central office. Bunch of numbers will come up, bunch of list of meetings. Call that number, go to those meetings, raise your hand, identify, be like, I'm an alcoholic, I need some help, and watch the cavalry circle you with crappy coffee, dude, and cheap cookies, dude. I go to this meeting here, dude, where like the lady home is a baker. She bakes like fresh cookies, but I'm not doing sugar. So it's like, dude. This too shall pass. That's right, Dazzler. Look, man. Life is good. It's hard, dude. There's no days off. I know. Just want a day off. There's no days off. It's gnarly, dude. But you know what? It's way easier than it used to be when I was loaded. Because at least I know there's a solution. At least I know the man in the mirror is just a reflection, dude. And with that said, I think we're out the door here. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Amen. All right. Good night, everyone. Take care of yourself. Remember, God loves you. Use the name tags, and let's just keep helping each other. Stay sober one more day. God willing, I'll be back here next Wednesday. Good night.